So, what's it like being in bed with Travis Kelce?
I mean, it was honestly cool. I don't know how else to.
Today we have SNL's finest,
Raise up in heaven.
Kansas City Chiefs fan, Heidi Gardner. We are talking about Super Bowl 54, Chiefs versus the Niners.
A moment that I'll never forget in my entire life.
Never.
Never.
Some would say this is the game that springboarded the Chiefs to what they are right now.
There was just no momentum for us. It just seemed over. I have a cup that says, "Do we have time to run Wasp?"
Do we have time to run Wasp?
That was the play that he threw to the cheetah that just changed the whole momentum of the game. I used to get so mad at you. I just did. You just always caught the ball. It was really annoying.
One of my favorite ones of all time, I'm not gonna lie.
You were on cloud nine, and I was at some person's house in Brooklyn in the fetal position in the other room. I really was.
Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. Welcome to Games with Names. On today's episode, we are recording from the Wynn Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. To steal that from
Viva. Well, I guess
Las
not.
Vegas.
I guess not right now because we're clearly at home. But
we are talking, guys. We are talking about Super Bowl 54, Chiefs versus the 49ers. We've got Heidi Gardner in studio, SNL's finest.
Hilarious.
Dude, knows so much football.
True fan, true head. She knows ball.
She's also very funny. I
Hilarious.
guess that's why she's a comedian.
She can do it all.
She can cut hair. We talk about haircuts.
Mommy cuts, mommy cuts.
She's a huge Chiefs fan. We learn about the infamous play that everyone in Kansas City knows.
But we did not.
We didn't. We
learned some things.
We got into, little Travis Kelce talk. She worked with them on Saturday Night Live. Her keys to a great Super Bowl party.
The hostess with the mostest.
I want to get in one of those.
Oh my! We got to get the invite.
Got to.
She's
very Jeter-esque.
We'll leave it at
And
that.
her wild superstitions.
We thought we were superstitious guys.
She's very.
She showed us a thing or two. I like it.
Gosh. And then we wrap it up the show by hitting the old hotline.
On the hotline.
Make sure you check out Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, Snapchat, and TikTok at Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. We want to hear from you. Call in at 424-291-2290 and leave a message. Let's go. February 2nd, 2020. Hard Rock Stadium, Miami, Florida.
3rd and 15 with 7 minutes left. The Chiefs trail the 49ers 20-10.
Patrick Mahomes drops back and back. He heaves it up to Tyreek Hill.
This is Super Bowl 54. Yay!
Welcome to Games with Names. Today we have a very special guest, SNL's finest, former hairstylist, Kansas City Chiefs fan, Heidi Gardner.
Hello.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
That's Kyler. That's Jack.
Hey,
Hey,
Heidi.
I'm Jules.
Thanks for being here.
And today we are talking about Super Bowl 54, Chiefs versus the Niners. Some would say this is the game that springboarded the Chiefs to what they are right now.
Yes.
Why did you pick this game?
Well, I picked this game because it was my first ever Super Bowl experience with my team in it. And it just felt like such a long time, such a drought that we had been in one. And so this was like pivotal for me. This is a moment that I'll never forget in my entire life.
Never.
Never.
Now this isn't on the board. It just came to my head right now.
Yeah.
So many Kansas City Chiefs fans are celebrities. I feel like every celebrity is a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Rob Riggle on, John Hamm.
Yeah.
The list goes on. Is it like, are you guys all Scientologists and you guys like this kind of?
We're Scientologists for Kansas City. Like, we have a lot
Okay.
of hometown pride. It is a city that is just easy to love.
Yeah.
Anytime I bring a friend, my friend Rashida came to Kansas City this summer. She got off the plane and she was like, Kansas City just feels like a big hug. And so I know that when I pitch my city and I bring people, they'll love it. And then now she's a Chiefs fan. It's just really easy to get people on board.
Now, is there like a to become a Chiefs fan in like the celebrity circle? You guys like is there like you have to do something to do it? You have to like jump them in or something, or is it just like you guys are so nice, you just eat a couple ribs and
Yeah, I would say
barbecue?
we eat some burn-ins. We see how they react to a burn-in.
Burned
No
in?
sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a burnt end? Can you
It's
explain
just,
that?
I think, a burnt end of a part of the cow or
Yeah.
pig. I don't know what end I'm eating actually when I eat a burnt end. I
Yeah.
just know that it's charred and good. And I like it more than ribs. I like it more than brisket.
Yeah.
It's burnt end.
Are there any poser fans?
Poser fans. I mean, I will accept any I'll accept any Chiefs fan. I get it. And I get what it's like to not have a quarterback for a long time.
Yeah.
So, especially as a kid, I would accept kids from any state, any country to jump on board with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's some Trent Green heat right there.
no,
Elvis Grbac?
no,
Oh,
it's
man.
not that. We've had amazing
Joe Montana?
I know,
Alex
and that
Smith?
was
Oh.
that was special for us, but he only lasted a season, and then he traded himself back to the Niners, and it didn't seem like he really wanted to be there.
Was he there too? 2 seasons.
2?
And then he
Yeah.
retired.
Oh.
He was getting
okay.
old. He was
Okay.
getting old. But I love fun fact, I was a Chiefs fan for 2 years
Why?
because of Joe Montana.
Okay. Yeah.
We were my dad literally we stopped being Niners fans once we traded Joe Montana
Oh, right.
because
yeah, of course.
4 Super Bowls. He was God,
Yeah.
and then he went to Kansas City and he had some unbelievable games. So I'm interested, you're on SNL.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys perform once a week.
Yep.
What's the prep process like? Because in football, we're same. You get 1 week, 1 day a week. You have to perform for 3 hours. The preparation process is like to a T science. Monday, film. Tuesday, day off. Wednesday, first and second down. Thursday, third down. Friday, red area. Walk through Saturday. Play game on Sunday. What's the routine like for SNL?
I mean, I love hearing this because I always feel like I'm an athlete and I'm part of a team, except it's SNL.
No.
But yeah, it's like Monday, meet the host, start thinking of your sketch ideas. Tuesday, writing night. Wednesday, table read, find out what sketches get in. Thursday, we start rehearsals. Friday, we rehearse more and we shoot all the film sketches. Then Saturday, you get in there early. You do a full run through of the show in wigs and costumes, and then you do dress rehearsal and then live show. And then on Sunday, then I get to watch what you guys do. And that's my break. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of walkthroughs because
Yes.
is it to a point where you guys? I mean, for us, we walk through the walkthrough just to get the mental rep because once it's game day, you want to go out and do it. So it's crazy to me because the whole process of SNL, it's a new show every week. It's kind of like South Park, how it's so cut up and then they do it right away and then they go do it. I don't know where the question was going there. I just was thinking out loud.
Well, I got
No.
the question for you.
Yeah.
So, with him, repetition, but there's got to be a level of spontaneity that you need in performance. Is there a balance of too much practice, too much repetition?
Totally. I'll have to remind myself, Heidi, you got it. You got the character. You know it. You don't want to be too memorized because you have the cards right in front of you. I do probably get a little too memorized. But yeah, you want the spontaneity. And I always know. It's even in rehearsals, I'll be like, am I bringing in enough? But I just know in front of a live audience, I'm like, you're going to go nuts. But it's always cool. It's my favorite when an athlete hosts because I don't know what it's like to host SNL, but there's this binder. Once you know what all the sketches are, there's a binder of all the sketches. And every actor that's ever hosted, I just know that binder's in their dressing room and they're looking at it between rehearsals. But whenever there's an athlete, they bring that out onto set with them. And I'm like, that's their playbook, for the week. And it was like when Travis hosted, I was asking him, I'm like, okay, on game day, what are you eating? He's like Uncrustables all day long. So before on Saturday, I had 4 boxes of Uncrustables delivered to his dressing room. And he told me, he was like, I'm pounding those, and I was like, yeah, this is a game.
Yeah.
And I just knew he'd be awesome because also all week long, you're getting adjustments. You're being told look at these cards, those cards, and it all seems overwhelming. But I was like, he's used to this. He's getting, I'm guessing, he probably gets adjustments from coaches all week long and then has to make those for the game.
Yeah.
And he's playing on a live game every week, just like ours is.
So what's it like being in bed with Travis
Travis.
Kelce? Is Swifties giving you any heat?
I mean, it was honestly cool. I don't know how else to answer that. It was cool. What was cool was that a chief was hosting SNL. That's what was cool. And that's how I felt the whole week. Like my whole family came out. I threw a tailgate in my dressing room. That's all that it was for me. It was cool.
Who outkicked their coverage more or basically more out of their league? Colin Yost or Travis Kelce?
Who's more out of their league?
Yeah, with their girlfriends.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, comedian gets Scarlett Johansson. I mean, she's pretty
I know.
legendary.
I feel like everybody throws that at Colin, but I think it makes sense, and I think Travis and Taylor makes sense. I'm all for love.
Love
Yeah.
is what the world's all built on,
I'm
right?
all for love.
We're all for love.
That's right.
Just like don't make it a distraction, you know?
Travis?
I feel like they're doing a great job.
You know, it's honestly really impressive how he's been able to compartmentalize.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big thing he's going through right now. You know what I mean?
Big old thing.
So,
Yeah.
like, you know, you tip your cap to a guy that, yeah, has his personal life that's so in the spotlight,
Yeah.
but also being able to go out and ball out on the field and know what his job is and continue to ball at the highest level. Take us through your original fandom, sports fandom. Why'd you become a fan?
I think I became a fan. So my mom's from Chicago. She was always into sports, but
Bears fan?
Bears fan, yeah.
The Bears.
The Bears, yeah. But what I really remember is she had this boyfriend, Neil, that, she worked all week and she like wanted to hang out with him on Sundays. So we would go to Neil's house and he had this roommate, Ed, and they either wanted to watch football or NASCAR. And my mom wanted to hang out with him. So it was like, I needed to get used to football. And I remember his roommate, Ed, taught me how to bet. Like he basically just said, you can make a pool. You can take $2 from each of us at the beginning of the day and write down all the games. And then, whoever gets the most winners, gets the like $10. And so I just started betting like that. And then I got into the Chiefs. My mom was a travel agent. She happened to do and she worked at a bar. And she happened to do travel for like Derek Thomas and Dale Carter. And she found out that they would hang out at Houston's, which was like a bar and grill.
Hillstone.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. After home games. And so she would take me, 7 years old, sneak me into the bar part after home games, give me a stack of cocktail napkins and a Sharpie. And I would just like wiggle my way around, like getting autographs and trying to like eat their disposed of fries and like just anything to like be a part of a Chief. And they were all really sweet to me. And every so often we got to go to a game and it was the biggest deal ever. And so my fandom has just grown and grown and grown.
Do you still have the cocktail napkins?
Yeah, I've got the Dale Carter one for sure.
Who's your favorite?
Favorite Chief ever?
No, your favorite cocktail napkin autograph.
Oh, I mean, Derek Thomas was a big one.
DT.
Yeah. Beast,
I love
58.
DT.
Yeah.
He's heavily. We're doing another game later today, 94 game that he's heavily involved in.
Oh,
Have you felt the Chief hate now?
it's so
Because-
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. And I just feel it like, I just want to speak from my heart. I feel like it's just a little misdirected because just speaking from Kansas City, we are not cocky. Like in no way. People are like, ooh, like you feel good this weekend. I'm like, I'm always nervous. I'm a Chiefs fan. Like we didn't have this for so long. So I
Yeah.
never get cocky. I always feel really grateful. When I watch Chiefs games, I'm just trying to put like love into the atmosphere and say, I love you, Chiefs. Like I just want to give them like love, let them know I'm proud. I'm just never like, oh yeah, we're gonna destroy, or people are like, oh, you're like the Warriors now of football. You come back, and I'm like, I don't feel like that. I'm never gonna get cocky, even with the unicorn that we have in Mahomes, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah. I just got a random thought too.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a tornado?
I've been in a lot of tornado drills.
Have you?
And I've like gotten down in a bathtub, but I've never seen a tornado. But it's the same way, like when I was in an earthquake when I lived in LA and I was so freaked out. It was when I was doing hair, and one of my clients was like, "What are you scared of? You go through tornadoes." And I'm like, "Oh," and I'm not scared of tornadoes. I started to understand how we all are with natural disasters in our states.
Dude, I remember I was only 3 years old with the 1989 earthquake,
Oh my God.
and I still remember the sidewalk. My mom taking us in the house. Yeah, this isn't a Earth Dynamics podcast, but I just thought about that. Jet, why don't you set the stage?
Should we get into these teams real
Let's
quick?
get into these teams.
All right, we'll start with the hometown, Kansas City Chiefs. Heidi, jump in here
Okay.
if you want to stop me on anything. 2019, this was the 60th season of existence for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 50th in the NFL. We all know they're an original AFL team. They released fan favorite Justin Houston and Eric Berry before the season. Those were two of their longest tenured guys. They added Spags, DC. We know what he's doing this year.
Took the Super Bowl away from me.
A couple notable rookies. We had Juan Thornhill, McCole Hardeman, some other dudes. Heidi, we like just naming dudes on this podcast.
Right.
So we'll go down the list. Of course, you have Travis Kelce, Frank Clark, Chris Jones, McCole Hardeman, Tyreek Hill, Mahomes, all Pro Bowlers this year. This was Mahomes' second season as a starter, coming off his first year starting, where he got to the AFC Championship game. We remember that game. The Super Red Blood Wolf Moon game.
Super Red Blood Moon Wolf.
Yeah.
One of my favorite wins of all time. I'm not gonna lie.
God, that was so. I'll just tell you, you were on cloud nine, and I was at some person's house in Brooklyn in the fetal position in the other room. I really was, and there were people I did not know that well, and I was like, I need to go get in the other room and get in the fetal, and I put my hands in my ears, and then I came out, and I was like, "Did we win?" And they were like, "You didn't."
God,
hurt so bad.
That was on it. I say it's my favorite win because a couple in 2014, we went out to Kansas City, and Kansas City is such a tough place to play. I would say it's probably the loudest stadium, outdoor stadium. Those fans get riled up. It's a fun environment. And we went out there on Monday Night Football, and they whooped our ass. They beat the shit out of us. You remember that?
Declared y'all dead, baby.
You remember that? That's when they talked about, like, are you going to bench Tom Brady? We brought in Jimmy Garoppolo, that whole thing, and it was like was that the on to Cincinnati game?
That was. Trent Dilfer, he was out there. He said,
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. We ended up winning 3 more.
No way.
But yeah. What's it like being Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, we did research. Just trust us.
Oh, yeah.
What's it like being Patrick Mahomes?
Okay, well, so Mahomes eats a lot in a day. I was served so I did a day as Patrick Mahomes at Arrowhead this summer. And like his breakfast, I'm maybe you eat like this as well, but it was like 12 eggs and sausage and like a muscle protein max shake. And then I feel like he had like steak, fish, and chicken at lunch, and then steak, fish, and chicken again at dinner. I mean, it was an incredible amount of food.
How much ketchup?
Oh, I hate ketchup. So
Pat loves it.
And then, so I took a snap from Tim Grunhard, which was awesome. And it was it was like where I had to get my hands in.
Get up in there.
I had to get up in there. And so I was already a little nervous about getting up in there. And then just the sheer force of the snap sent me flying backwards. I have a video of it. It looks like I take the snap in the face, but I don't really. It's just I fall back because I've never felt.
Yeah, keep them hands together.
Yeah.
Got to keep them together.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? When I was a quarterback in high school, the worst. Was he wearing football pants when you took the snap?
No, just shorts.
Oh, I see. That's tough. Because then you feel.
Yeah.
You can feel balls.
Well, he told me, I think he said something. I was also nervous because there was some hand placement where he was just letting me know I could really damage, if I snapped back or so. I don't know. There was something. I was so tense when it was like coming in, and then he threw me back to the field. Yeah.
You gotta go shotgun with it.
Yeah.
How would you use Andy Reid in an SNL skit?
Oh
I mean, he's pretty good.
He's
Those State Farm commercials.
Yeah, he's really good.
Those nuggies over here, whatever his little nuggie.
I got by the Andy Reid impersonator yesterday at Radio Row.
Andy Reid.
I know.
Like, it's Andy Reid. Wait, why is no one here?
Yeah.
Why is he dressed like he's on the sidelines, but he's in a hotel?
Someone sent me that too, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And then I was like, "Why is he walking around a convention center right now?"
It's slightly off-putting.
Yeah.
I'll admit.
Yeah, it was really good. He's so good in those commercials. I would just cut to him in a sketch for reactions or like, yeah.
So you actually, when you said writing brainstorm day,
Yeah.
was that Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday night. Yeah.
So everyone has to go in and they just throw in like their ideas and Lauren, he's the one who picks them?
Lauren, the host, has, yeah, and producers and some of the head writers. Yeah.
Did Travis pick a lot of yours because he knew you were a fan?
I don't know, but 2 of mine got in and that felt good.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That felt good. Yeah.
All right, we got to talk about it. You
Yeah.
know, I know we already hinted at Taylor Swift. What's up? What is your thoughts about the whole Taylor Swift
Okay.
thing going?
So I was number one, like I said, I love love. I was happy, like, oh, this is cute because I saw that he brought the bracelets to the concert, and then I was like, oh, the way this has happened is really cute. The only thing I was scared of as a lifelong Chiefs fan was like Travis is dating the biggest celebrity in the world at the beginning of the season. So I just went a little bit full Chiefs fan, like, is that going to be a distraction? I was just like scared, but I was like trying to stay open and
We're open to love here.
yes. And it was just very cool to see how much the city got excited. Anything that makes Kansas City happy makes me happy. It was cool to see her at the games be so excited. And, we just had, not because of that, we just had an interesting season.
Yeah.
And I always find that when the Chiefs have more of an interesting season and not an easy one, I think we excel. So
Battle tested.
yeah. So I was scared at first just because, and also because everyone's like, oh, all eyes on Kansas City. And people think that we're big shots now. I just thought that people would talk about us like that too. But it's all good. They seem really in love. It was cute when they were hugging at the AFC Championship. Yeah.
It's weird that the Chiefs are both kind of like the favorite, but also like the underdog at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of something that you guys used to play with back in your dynasty where like everyone's like, oh, they're going to win, but like we're, underdogs, or we got the long road here, or we aren't the higher seed.
Yeah, that's when you have to create when you sustain success for a long time, you have to create motivation. So those stories and the whole us against the world mentality,
Yeah.
that's something that's fabricated so it makes you go out and motivates you, because it's not easy to win a league.
Yeah.
You can't take it for granted. And you got to pull from everywhere, kind of like an actor, I guess, or, when you're pulling from other things to hit certain things to really get that motivation to go out and win.
Yeah. I mean, we were underdogs last year too. I was thinking about it. We were definitely underdogs against the Eagles.
Patrick Mahomes as an underdog is 9-3. So this is Saturday, the day before the Super Bowl. Do you have any this is game day eve. I used to call it game day eve.
Yeah.
Do you got butterflies in your belly?
Oh yeah, I have butterflies, and I have so many little rituals. Like this morning in the shower when the glass door fogged up, I write I love you, Chiefs. Go Chiefs. When I put the Super Bowl in my calendar and my phone, I don't just before the playoffs, I would just put on Sundays, I would just put Chiefs game on at 3 or 6. And now I write an entire letter to the Chiefs, I wouldn't read it, what I wrote, because it's sacred, but it doesn't just say Chiefs game. It's this long about everything I want for them and how proud I am of them. So I know that that's locked in there in my phone.
You're vision boarding for the Chiefs?
I wouldn't say a vision board, but I could pull up. I made some shoes yesterday for the game that say I love you, Chiefs, and
You paint them? Or you bedazzle them?
They were both painted and bedazzled. Yeah.
My mom always bedazzled stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We love you.
Awesome.
You gotta have the bedazzled jersey or the shoe.
Yeah.
This is brewing to be a little rivalry now between the Chiefs and Niners.
I know.
And it kind of almost stems from when they stole Joe Montana.
It's got layers to it.
There's so many layers.
Did we steal him though?
No, you guys traded for him.
Yeah.
We actually gave him away.
And you guys were ready for Steve Young, right? Right?
Yeah.
We don't talk about Steve Young here.
I love Steve Young. I love Steve Young.
But you hate Steve Young.
No, I actually love Steve Young. I watch him on TV. I'm like, this guy is the smartest fucking guy I've ever heard in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is this guy a football player?
We don't love him enough to name a dog after him, though.
No, my 2 dogs are Dwight and Montana.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Dwight for
Tim Dwight. Or Dwight Clark.
Dwight Clark.
Dwight Clark. He was the catch.
Oh.
You remember in the corner end zone?
Okay.
How handsome is Jimmy G?
You know, obviously handsome.
I think he's handsome.
Yeah, obviously. I sometimes when like someone is so handsome, I do this thing where I pause, like I'm gonna make some grand point that I don't like. I'm gonna be like, well, it's not really my type, but he's very handsome. But yeah,
It's off-putting
but maybe because
sometimes.
he's so handsome.
We saw Glenn Powell the other day. It's like off-putting how good-looking they are. It's
Really?
like you need just something. You
Yeah, I don't know, man. I remember walking out. I was like, this guy looks like goddamn Elvis when I'd see him come out of the shower sometimes. What the fuck, Jimmy? That's why Tom got him out of there. He's too damn handsome. I'm joking. Can you set the stage for the San Francisco 49ers,
Yeah, let's
Jackie?
get into these Niners. Speaking of Jimmy G, he was back off the torn ACL, played every game this season. It was healthy Jimmy G this year. This was a team with a star-studded coaching staff. Mike McDaniel, run game coordinator. We know him. He's now in Miami. Robert Saleh, DC. He's now with the Jets head coach. D'Amico Ryans, inside linebackers coach. He just balled out and had a great season with Texas.
Playoff win with the
Houston
rookie quarterbacks.
Texans. Notable rookies. Great draft. Nick Bosa, still there balling. Debo,
Can't believe
still
they're
balling.
rookies.
Dre Greenlaw, still balling. Fred Warner, still balling. Wasn't a rookie this year, but was on the team. A lot of these pieces still on the team this year.
So they remember the taste.
Yes.
I know.
They remember this taste.
yeah.
Third year
Okay, I
under
get it.
Shanahan, and it was a big bounce back year. 4-12 the year before.
Mm.
13-3 this season.
Well, Jimmy G tore his ACL.
Yep.
Because they traded for him late in the season the year before.
Right.
And he
won
went
like
6-0.
Yeah, he won
And then he
like
tore his ACL right in the beginning of the year.
against the Chiefs, I believe.
Yeah.
Also, George Kittle,
George Kittle also there.
Mostert.
Yep, Mostert's there.
Kendrick Bourne.
Bourne, Emmanuel
Weirdly-
Sanders.
Weirdly,
Wow.
Kendrick Bourne, leading receiver.
Do you know all these guys? Or you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you're in it. You know
I'm in it.
football.
Yeah, I was just remembering that actually this morning that Debo was a rookie that year, which is crazy because he had a big game. That
Yeah, we
Super Bowl.
passed
We
up
should
on
have
him.
drafted him.
We passed up on him.
God, I love
You
Debo.
did?
And DK Metcalf.
Yes.
And
This is turning into the Patriots grievance hour. God,
also Quan Alexander on defense.
man. Yeah, I mean, a lot of dogs that are still there. Should we get into the quick lead up real quick?
Get in the lead up.
Kansas City finished hot, 6-game winning streak. These are the comeback kids, all playoffs.
Yeah.
Overcame a 24-0 deficit against the Texans in Arrowhead. That was nuts.
I
Yeah.
Don't remember that game.
That was
Deshaun
another
Watson.
Was that Billy
big.
O'Brien?
I think it was in Deshaun. It was the young Deshaun Watson.
That was another big. I don't usually talk about the shower so much on podcasts. Another big shower moment for me during when it went like when it was 24-0 or 21-0. I got in the shower during that Houston game and I just like let the water run over me to possibly like change the tides.
Yeah.
I like
And
that
I-
move.
Yeah.
So if they go down 17 tomorrow in the Super Bowl, are you going to hit a shower? Are you going to find a shower somewhere?
I'll
Can go
find
shower?
a sink. Yeah, at Allegiant, I'll
sink.
find a sink. I'll find a locker room.
Running water.
I need to change up the energy.
You know who does? Aaron
Yeah.
Sorkin will take 7 or 8 showers a day if he feels like he's not in the right mindset.
Yeah.
He'll just take a shower, reset, change his clothes.
Exactly. That's what I needed for
day.
that game.
The mid-game rinse, repeat outfit change, very underrated superstition.
What?
Like for
It's
a
a great- yeah.
player?
No, for a fan.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, mid-game switch up. I
Would-
think it was one of them. I used to put on a Danny Woodhead jersey in the second half if the first one going well.
Would there ever be a player that took a shower at halftime?
Absolutely not.
I
I used to think it was weird when guys would take their pads off. Some guys would take their pads off
Really?
halftime. I like my stuff snug.
Yeah.
You got the sweat.
Would you eat at halftime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always like pickles for the salt.
Okay.
So you retain water. They always have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like, as
I love
Travis with the
Perfect food.
Uncrustables. Sometimes they'd have chicken broth if it was like a cold game.
Yeah.
They'd have every kind of like power bar or protein bar or meal supplement bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when it's like a high play first half, guys are kind of drained, usually in the heat. You got to take in calories, gives you a
Okay.
little more energy.
Cool.
Pre-game shower?
Oh, I shower like 5-6 times before a game because you wake up. I like to wake up, shower. I like hot water on my face. That helps me wake up. Then you hit the tubs, warm up, do another shower, and then like. You go do ball drills, this, that. I don't like the sweat, and then I'll do like another shower. I'm
Yeah.
a showerer.
Yeah.
I like 5-6 showers a day. When-
Also, day before the Super Bowl, you're not practicing, right? Like
No.
Friday's the last practice.
day before Super Bowl is usually a mental sharpening day. So it's kind of like your walkthrough, your dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
You know, each team, they're at a hotel. So they'll probably clear out the ballroom. You have the whole hotel and you'll go through the whole script. So you go through first and second down, all your first and second down plays. You'll go through all your third down plays. You go through all your red area plays. You go through your 2-point menu. You go through gotta have it plays just to get that mental rep.
Yeah.
So when it's game time, the more you know the material, the more you can be spontaneous with your play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when like instinctively things happen.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, well, quick one here. Chiefs then in the AFC Championship game, another comeback, get down 17-7 to the Titans, come back, win that one. Meanwhile,
Man.
conversely,
Fucking good team.
the Niners are blowing people out. Won both playoff games by 17 points.
Wait a minute. That's the same Tennessee Titan team that we lost to in the opening round. Tom Brady's last game as a New England Patriot.
Yes.
Ugh.
Ugh,
Was that
don't
the game
remind
where
me.
Marcus Mariota threw a touchdown to himself? Or was that the
No.
That was
Yeah.
a
Year
Chiefs
before,
game like
yeah.
a few years before.
okay.
Look at
Heidi
Well,
recall
it was
is
pain-
impressive.
It was painful.
Coming from my job, I love it.
she got a sport elephant memory brain. Don't elephants have good memories? I think
That's what they say.
Yeah.
This was also
Thinking
Kyle Shanahan's first Super Bowl appearance since the infamous 28-3, and it was Pat's first appearance ever. So first of many.
This was like the perfect storm for this team. The year before, you know, they got a taste of the AFC Championship.
You
They
broke
kind
our
of
heart.
baptized them.
Yeah, you did.
And then, you know, they were the young, sexy team. We were that old team, you know, hanging on to our last
Yeah.
couple years.
I used to get so mad at you. I just did. Like, you just always caught the ball. It was really annoying.
I didn't touch the punt.
It's
Just, you know, every Kansas City fan.
Don't
would-
touch it.
He touched the goddamn punt. He touched the punt. I didn't touch it. We threw a pick the next play.
Right.
You know, because we covered this game, everyone in the comments was like, "We threw the pick." They were like, "That was a thing." When you talk about that play, like, "We threw a pick."
What do you mean?
No, it was off your hands. It was your fault. It was a pick.
It was tipped.
It was tipped
Right.
before it touched you.
I know. I dropped it.
But you're just one of those reliable, like I say that there's receivers that are just so reliable. Like they just always catch the ball. And I just remember so many times it would get thrown to you. And I was like, don't catch that. It's annoying. I would just get so annoyed with him.
Have a little bit of Kadarius Toney in you.
Can you some self-awareness? That's how the rest of the world feels about Travis Kelce now.
True, but we had kind of a weird season where there were a lot of dropped passes.
Led the
and so I
NFL.
was just feeling like, why is like no one being like that reliable Jules type? Yeah, no. Yeah. But we're figuring it out.
So where did you watch this game?
This game, I watched it at my apartment in the East Village, and I had a party. My younger brother and his wife and a couple other KC people happened to be in town seeing SNL, so it was perfect. One of my best friends, Michelle, lives in New York. She's from Kansas City. So I had a KC crew of like 6 or 7, and then a lot of people from SNL came and just rooted for the Chiefs. And there was one Niners fan there, a friend's boyfriend.
Like you guys just kind of put him in the corner.
You got a lot of nerve, pal.
He was very respectful. Definitely when the Niners were up, he was just kind of quiet.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
10-10 at halftime,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Which
Well, that's not so bad.
no, it was
Yeah.
tied, and the
Pat
Niners
struggled in the first quarter.
He did.
Only one pass over 10 yards completed. Like it was just, they were getting to him. The rush was getting to him.
Yes.
I mean, that was a good defense.
Oh, great D. Great field.
Yeah.
And then second half comes, and they get up 10. They're up 10 points with what, 8 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, we did.
Did you take a shower?
Okay, so here was my ritual during that game. We had decided, me and one of my brother's friends, Corey, there was this cereal that Hy-Vee had put out that year called Mahomes Magic. And I was like, anytime there's a Chiefs touchdown, we eat a bowl of Mahomes Magic. And so we had eaten a bowl in the first half. And, you know, I just had that box. I was like shaking the box. I was like, I'm ready to eat more, you know? And that whole third quarter, we did nothing in the game. And we just got interceptions. It just felt really bad, you know? And I hadn't eaten Mahomes Magic. But then wasn't it, I think it was in like with 10 minutes left is when we ran Wasp. Are we going to talk about Wasp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Well, I mean, that's just like that. If I could have shirts made, I have a cup that says, "Do we have time to run Wasp?" Like, because that's what I think what Mahomes said on the sideline. That was 3rd and 15. That was the play that he threw to the cheetah that just like changed the whole momentum of the game and my life. I feel like
That was deep. They call that a pistol. We used to call that a pistol route, where I think
okay.
Tyreek Hill, it was notoriously for Randy Moss, guys that have a lot of speed.
Yeah.
They basically, you run it directly to the safety. It's a 2-man route.
Okay.
You run directly to the safety, you get on his toes, and whatever he does, you put your arm up and you go. And that's kind of what he did. If you saw Tyreek, he runs directly at the safety, and the safety didn't gain depth. With this kind of speed like that, he hits it to the flag route. All of a sudden, that was definitely a momentum changing
It really was.
play. 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15. The fact that it was, yeah.
7 minutes and 13 seconds left.
Yeah. Because it just seemed like there was just no momentum for us. It just seemed over. It just didn't feel good. And then Wasp changed everything.
That's the great thing about this Chiefs team with Patrick Mahomes is that you can just change momentum like that. They're such game breakers. All it takes is one 25-yard like play to Kelce or Tyreek Hill just going. They're just one play away from being right back in the game.
Yeah.
Can we get back to the cereal? What kind of cereal is it? Is it like
It's basically just cornflakes.
cornflakes? So
Or no, Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes?
Yeah, Frosted Flakes. Yeah, sorry.
Good-
That's the
good
Mahomes
milk at the end?
magic.
Good
Yeah.
milk?
That's a 2%er kind of one. 2% whole milk probably for that kind of cereal.
I was
Yeah.
always a 2% guy.
Me too.
My mom we didn't do whole milk.
We never did skim.
No.
Skim's nasty.
Yeah,
You
skim's
go,
not
you
good.
go to a house if you go to a house and the kid had skim milk,
Get out of here.
I had to stop being friends.
Skim milk guy.
I'm a skim milk guy.
Us growing
not
boys,
me, it
us
was
growing
in my
boys, we need
house.
our vitamin D.
Whatever.
I just didn't drink it.
So after the touchdown,
Mm-hmm.
the Niners went 3 and out after that.
Yeah, punt and then another touch. We respond with another touchdown. Get up 24-20.
24-20.
It was a
Then-
Damian Williams touchdown, right? Yeah, he had a
Correct.
killer game.
Oh my gosh, Heidi, your recall is incredible.
He scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then turnover on downs. Then we score in 2 plays to put the nail in the coffin. 31-20.
Is there a mouse in your pocket? Who's we?
Oh, I always
I-
I'm guilty of it. We do so many Patriots games, and I'm such a homer. I say we. Then when
Yeah,
the guest comes on,
I understand
adopt
that.
their fandom,
all right.
and
all right.
I'm in
I
Chiefs
love
Kingdom
it.
right now.
What a
I
Jesus.
love it.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to work on that
That's all right.
So special.
character flaw. But yeah, and then this one within this narrative here late in the game, Kyle Shanahan kind of extends the narrative of I'm a choker. When they said they abandoned the run, drop back a little bit. I don't know.
Well, wasn't there that big play that Jimmy G
Yeah,
missed
that
Emmanuel
was-
Sanders? When was that?
That was
That was before the 10-point swing started going the other way.
That was right there. And then Jimmy G got sacked on 4th and 10.
4th and 10.
Yeah.
Just to kind of seal the deal there.
Wasn't there an
Um,
interception that really sealed it?
Yes, at the
Yeah.
very end. That's
Yeah.
where he was looking for Debo over the middle, and Kendall Fuller picked it off.
Yeah.
I'm just
And
telling
then-
you right now, where's my camera? Okay. If it is a gotta have it situation with Spagnola,
Oh boy.
4th and 10, all out blitz. Can we get a goddamn blitz menu? Shanahan, let's go. You can't be getting sacked on 4th and 10. I wanted to pull my hair out. You can't get sacked when they throw the ball
I
up.
agree. I agree.
Well, you shouldn't agree with this
I
one.
Who was the halftime
Oh,
performance?
we
of this?
love talking halftime. We love talking celebrities on here. Who was at the game? This was a great one.
Yeah.
This was a Kick Fearson. If I was Kick Fearson, I would have stayed out and watched this
Who was it?
halftime show. This was Jennifer Lopez, Shakira,
Ooh.
It was awesome.
J Balvin, Bad Bunny, and Jennifer Lopez's daughter even made an appearance. J-Lo, 5 outfits, all designed by Versace. I
Yeah.
would have stayed out there. I love Shakira.
Yeah.
I really love her.
Shakira was incredible, just slightly overshadowed by J-Lo. I mean, they were just
Oh.
both so incredible.
Oh.
I don't know.
I just mean she didn't get the same amount of
True.
stage time. So it
Okay.
just like didn't line up.
Team Shakira.
I made
We
goodie
love her.
bags for the party that had just like lots of like old packs of football cards and red and yellow sunglasses and football keychains and like stickers of like football players from the past and then I made buttons of Shakira and J-Lo. And
Oh, heck yes.
it was a really good goodie bag.
Oh, my God. That's
What
great
a
party
what a
for her.
host.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my
Yes.
goal in life is to get invited to one of these football parties so I can get this to go bag.
Yes. Oh my
Hell
God.
yes.
I'll totally invite you guys. Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
You remember any Super Bowl commercials?
of that season.
of that game?
Wasn't there like Baby Peanut? There was. It was.
I think he was introduced to the world.
Yeah, he was.
Any baby. I love any baby.
Yeah.
The baby stuff's always funny where they make the mouth right. I don't remember this one.
That was E-Trade baby, he rocks.
You were at this game.
Yes.
Yeah. I was at this game.
Oh.
I was sitting in a Chief box.
Oh, cool.
John Hamm. What's the other dude?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah. I've never heard anyone say, "What's the other dude?" about Paul Rudd. No,
It was that dude.
it's probably
I got hit in
hustling
the
for
head
him.
for a long
I love
time
it
for a living.
No.
Okay, my memories.
I
And
think
I love Paul Rudd.
it will
I
ground
love
him.
that
It will
man.
bring him down to earth.
Wait,
Yeah.
Heidi, speaking of all these, is the group chat real? Rob alluded to it when we had him on, Rob Riggle.
Uh huh.
The Chiefs celebrity group chat is a thing, is it?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
in it?
I'm in it. I'm in
That's
it.
when you know you made it.
I know.
That's when you know you made it.
I know.
You jump into comedy.
Yeah.
You do SNL for 7 years, but when you really make it as a person from Kansas City who's in
Yeah.
the celebrity world is when you get invited to that group chat.
Chiefs chat. Chiefs chat.
Is it called Chief Chat?
No, but now I'm gonna change it to
Yeah.
Chiefs
That's
chat.
good. That's good marketing right
Yeah.
It
there.
is good. Yeah.
How'd you
Oh.
celebrate this?
Oh, this with a bottle of Dom Perignon.
Dom Perignon.
I think
Wow.
I'd gotten it when someone had gotten it for me when I got SNL. And it had always been in my dressing room. And I remember that Saturday I saw it and I was like, I should take this home just in case, So yeah, we popped the bottle. And then what was so cool like I said, there were like 6 of us from Kansas City. Everyone else was like New Yorker from wherever. And they were all leaving and they're like, are you guys all going to go out and celebrate? And we're like, of course, the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. And everyone left. And we were all just like, run it back. Let's watch the game again. Because we were too nervous when it was happening to really even intercept what was going on. So we just watched the entire game again, watched all the highlights. We didn't go out. We just, yeah.
True fans.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was really special.
God, I'd kill for another one of those one of these days.
Did you make it to any of the parades?
No,
No.
I haven't been to a parade, but I love to watch them. and
Those
I-
are
yeah.
electric.
How wasted? do you
Very.
get?
Look like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
People were throwing
Special.
shots at you and shit. It was
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
So
Should we
fun.
wrap this bad boy up, put a little bow on her?
Yeah.
Mahomes gets his first Super Bowl. Andy Reid gets his first Super Bowl as a head
Yeah.
coach over 2 decades in the making. The Chiefs capture their second Super Bowl in franchise history. Lamar Hunt, fun fact, invented the term Super Bowl. This
Super
kinda-
Bowl?
Bowl.
He was looking at his,
Bowl.
wasn't he
Yeah,
looking
he
at
was
his
like-
kid's Super Bowl?
I believe that's the case.
Yeah.
A little fun fact there for you. This kind of started the dynasty, as we alluded to earlier.
Well, potential
Dy-
dynasty.
potential
You got to win
dynasty.
tomorrow.
Exactly.
Potential. You got to have
Exactly.
3. Gotta
I'm
have
not
3.
getting cocky.
Everyone that thinks this is a dynasty, you got to
Right.
be in a dynasty to be able to declare if it's a dynasty.
Yeah, I hear
All
it.
those analysts out there that,
Man.
it's a dynasty. You
Yeah.
didn't even play in a Super Bowl.
I know.
If
Yeah.
they win tomorrow, or we'll have known when this comes out. If they win tomorrow, though, back to back, you never did a back to back.
I know. That's why my hat will be tipped because you know how hard it is.
You
I mean,
never did a back to back.
we did one, one,
Wow.
no,
Wow.
one.
Yeah, and this started the little baby rivalry between these 2 cities, as we talked about.
Totally.
Also, Heidi, you betting on the game tomorrow?
No, because I don't get cocky.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just thinking back to my man Eric back at the apartment doing bets, man.
Yeah.
That sounded like a G.
So this is a segment where we name the game and we score it. So what's the name of this game?
Oh, I know what the name is. The tornadoes versus the earthquakes.
Tornadoes versus the earthquakes.
I love that.
It's a great name.
That is a great name.
Sounds like an MLS game.
It does.
It does.
I love that.
All right, so let's score the game. Is this the greatest game of all time? Let's score it. The stakes of the game, 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, decimals okay. The stakes of this game.
Can it be just personal?
Well, this is your show.
Okay. It was a 10. This was the first time I'd ever been in the Super Bowl.
10. I
Yeah,
mean,
10.
this is a big game.
Yeah.
Anytime you're at the Super Bowl or a World Cup or like we've done Brandy Chastain, like when the stakes are this high,
Yeah.
to be world champ, that's a 10.
Yep.
Star power. So many Kansas City Chiefs stars.
Before we move on from stakes, I think it's interesting to note here that had the Chiefs lost this game, there was like that season Mahomes has the MVP year, and then they lose at home to the Patriots. If they come and lose this game and it starts getting that little bit of, does Patrick Mahomes not a winner? Is he that
Yeah.
loser mentality? So I think that there was a big thing with the Chiefs here this last quarter. If it goes a different way, is the whole Chiefs narrative ever going to
Yeah, but it's so
off?
early on in their career. It was his second year starting.
Yeah, but
He
you
was
set the
also
tone.
on the cover of Madden that season, and they had always
Ooh.
said that
The Madden
means you're a
curse.
loser.
No, usually the Madden curse used to be you get hurt.
Oh, right. Okay.
That was the
yeah.
curse.
Oh, God.
And then
yeah.
who was the last one that didn't get hurt? Or the first one who didn't get hurt?
Josh Allen.
It's been over for a
Most recently,
while.
let me
Has it
look.
been over?
Yeah.
For like a
I
10-year
think we
span.
broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Star power 1 to 10 decimals. Okay.
JLo, Shakira. I'm trying to think of who would have been the Niners fans. I would say
We'll count players too. Deep. I
Yeah.
mean, they've got some big names on the
There's
field.
some big names.
Reed,
yeah.
Mahomes,
Mahomes,
Kelce, Tyreek Hill,
Debo,
Shanahan.
Tyrann Matthews. We haven't even said Tyrann Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honey
Oh
Badger.
yeah, Honey
Yeah.
Badger.
I loved his
I
game.
loved it when we had a honey badger and a cheetah. It was so fun.
The conversation here, though, is like there's a lot of stars in this matchup that became bigger stars now, right? Like
Yeah.
that whole like 49ers offense. Now they're all stars. Like
yeah.
this, like Patrick Mahomes wasn't quite, Kelce wasn't quite at this level that they are now. So they were like, there's a 75% of what they are now, star wise.
I'm gonna give it a 9. Star power.
9.
Yep.
It's integrity score right there.
Like-
Gameplay.
Well, the third quarter takes the gameplay down a bit for me. Wasp brings it back up. So I will give the gameplay
What?
Wasp, baby.
an 8.
8.
I
Yeah.
like that.
The name of the game. Tornadoes versus the earthquakes.
Very strong.
1 to 10 decimals. Okay.
Oh, that's a 10 name.
Yeah.
10.
Because
Yeah,
I
baby.
brought it back. We were
I
talking
gave it a 10.
about where we're from, tornadoes, earthquakes.
So
Yeah.
also the way that we view name, it's like the cultural impact that this game has. So like Immaculate Reception, great name, has stuck around for 50 years.
Right.
So like what's the staying power on a game like this too? So like not just like the name of the thing, but also like the cultural staying power. Is that a 10 for this game?
Just shitting her cornflakes, why don't you?
No, as far as the Super Bowl goes, I think it's a good question.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually think this is a big game, really bigger than even the gameplay because it's Mahomes' first Super Bowl. So I'm giving it a 9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what's our average?
Calculating
Yeah.
over
It's just
here.
a straight 9.
9. Where does that stack up?
As of now,
Do we have the chart?
I got it right here
Can
on
you put
mine.
it on the thing?
It's a dead tie with Immaculate Reception. We had Terry Bradshaw on to talk about that one.
These
We're in
are
a
all the
dead
games
tie.
we've done.
Ooh, cool.
Hard
So-
9. I like it.
Hard 9.
Whoa.
We had Mark Cuban in, who's fucked up the curve because he's a marketing genius and wants his game to be on top. So he gave everything a 10. We respect it.
But it got beat by
Then Rob Riggle comes in and did the same thing.
our first perfect score.
And that one I actually agree with, though.
I agree with that one too.
Have you guys done the 13 second?
We got it. It's high on the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who should we get for that, you think?
Ooh, just have me back.
Come back. Heck yes.
Um,
I love that.
yeah.
It's got to be Pat or Josh.
And Heidi.
Oh yeah.
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 Well,
And then I'll just flower it.
sorry, we were all collectively rooting against the Chiefs this playoff selfishly because we were talking with
No.
Patrick Mahomes' people that he would be here if they weren't playing.
Got it.
But,
I get that.
You
Yeah.
know, it's always the off season. We're flexible.
yeah.
Heidi, we miss anything about this game?
Anything else to add? No, I think I got in my stuff about Wasp that I wanted to talk about. And oh yeah, I think this could be a wrong fact. You can fact check me on this, but I would just love to say that like as a Chiefs fan, Damian Williams had such a killer game. He was such a great Chief. And I want to say the next season he retired possibly to take care of his mom, which is
wow.
such a sweet, so we just appreciate you, Damian.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
Look at
That could be wrong, but I think it's right. And also, he just had a killer game. It was a big deal.
You know what? My perspective has changed on Chiefs fans because of you.
Thank you.
You know, I've been called a motherfucker, an asshole. I've had things thrown at me at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
But because of how sweet of that, anything to add,
I love that.
such a heartwarming anything to add,
yeah.
that it's completely changed. Thank you.
Of course.
Heidi
Thank
was
you for
spot on.
coming
I got the
on.
fact check on Heidi. She was spot on there too, by the way.
Spot on.
Oh, good.
He took off the COVID season to care for his mom who had stage 4 cancer.
Oh.
He came back and played for the Bears, Falcons, Raiders, and Cardinals a little bit after that, but he took the whole year off to care for his mom, which was super sweet.
What a
After
man.
a Super Bowl win,
Pretty
that's
darn cool.
killer.
That's
Good
fine.
guy.
That's
Good
awesome.
guy.
Yeah.
And then, let's just wrap it up. At 4 days later, COVID came.
Yeah, it was like
Yes,
very-
that was
yeah.
insane.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Could have called this the pre-COVID game.
It was I also, this is the only like gross thing I feel like as a Chiefs fan that I can give you. Just that I was so sweet. But I remember being like, thank God we got the parade in before COVID. It was just such a I was like, I need to check myself. Okay.
Oh, Thank you so much, Heidi, for
Of
coming. This
course.
was so fun.
This was really special for me. Even though you annoyed me, it was only because you're incredible. And this was so special for me to get to listen to anything that you said about what you did, what you prepped before a game. This is like fascinating to me.
Well, I doing a little research before I let you go. One of these days, I'm gonna have to get the mummy cut.
Oh yeah, you look good with a mummy
want the
cut.
mummy
You're sick. I'll give it to you.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll come out of retirement for you and my dad. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
Wow. Oh, Heidi
That was awesome.
Gardner.
She knows ball.
She knows a lot of ball.
Superstitions in the shower, all that.
By the way, I looked on her Instagram. She posted the picture.
She did? Oh,
did.
hell yeah. I didn't notice
did.
that. That's love.
I want to go to one of the parties.
Bro.
I want to go to a Super Bowl
She knows
party.
how to throw a Super Bowl party. Gift bags included. I love
Gift
it.
bags. Probably like some
Not a
cool
Derek Jeter
little
gift bag, but a
awesome
gift bag.
apartment. Like, what did she say? The Lower East Side or
Yeah, it sounded like somewhere in
Villages? One of the villages.
Manhattan. Oh, yeah, West Village. West Village.
East Village?
East, West, one of the two.
Throw all this.
That's probably so fun.
Oh, my God. Everything, Chiefs, barbecue, everything.
That was a fun episode.
She was awesome. We got to get her back to talk one of these other Super Bowls they're going to inevitably win.
I know she's probably gonna win another couple.
Should we go back in time here?
Let's go back in time.
Let's do the, we were a little crunch for time at the studio, so let's go back to February 2nd, 2020, the day of this game.
The number one movie, Birds of Prey. What is that?
That was Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie.
Oh yeah,
That was a good one. I actually liked that one.
I didn't get it. I didn't watch that one.
It was solid.
Is it good?
Yeah, I mean, it gets lost in the shuffle with all
Is
those
it?
other ones.
It's a DC, right?
Yeah, DC is.
You know what?
What's her name? Harley Quinn.
I'm a DC guy.
Yeah, you were a DC kid.
I
Not
love
Marvel?
Batman.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I like Batman. And then when they started making Spider-Mans, I was like, man, that's pretty fucking cool. I like the Spider-Mans. Toby.
Toby, shout out Toby.
The Toby Spider-Mans. And then the Iron Man was tight. And then it got a little. Now it's like everything's connected to everything, to this or that. Like now I get anxiety thinking
lot.
about having to know the story.
It's a lot.
It's too much. It's too
Okay, now then DC, like the Nolan Batman, like I love all the early Batmans, the Keaton Batmans, the George Clooney Batman. Like I love those ones. That was like my kid.
Shout out Danny DeVito, all that.
Penguin,
Schwarzenegger.
Mr. Freeze,
The nipples.
Jack Nicholson. Wait, what did you say?
The nipples on the bat suit.
The bat suit with just the rock hard
Oh,
nipples. Yeah.
It's a little cold out there in Gotham. Could glass with those bad boys.
That's right.
And then I got the whole Christopher Nolan Batman. I was like, oh my god,
Game
this is-
changer, baby.
That was like my favorite like superhero thing. And then I'm a DC guy, but it seemed too kiddie.
I'm out of the loop now. Like,
like,
no shade to Pattinson. I didn't even see the Pattinson one.
I started watching it. Actually,
good?
it's pretty good. It's like
All right.
goth, like Gen Z.
I like that.
Batman.
He has a
It's-
cool car though, right? His car is
It's cool. It ain't that double wing one that I used to have as a kid. The double wing with Mr. Freeze.
Kapow! Yeah.
That Robin took out on. You remember when he started bouncing it when he took it to the club? Look at Robin. Number one song, "The Box" by Roddy Ricch.
Oh, that was a good one. Remember this? Pull it at the coop at the light.
Yeah.
12 cops.
This shit was in the locker room all day when it
Great
first
one.
came out.
Great one. Everything kind of went to shit after this, though.
Yeah.
For a little while there in the world. The pandemic hit. We got the.
That's why it seems like it was like 6 years
Yeah,
ago.
this is
Yeah.
pre-pandemic.
Part of me feels like it was yesterday. Part of me feels like it was like 10 years ago.
You were at this game too.
Yeah, we were at this game.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That was in Miami, right? Yeah.
Bad Boys for Life. Was that the number 2 or is that number 3?
That was just popping at the box office.
1917.
This was the third Bad Boys, though. This was the one where they're old now.
I love
Third.
the Bad Boys.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but I gotta rewatch it.
I don't remember For Life very well.
1917.
Sonic was also at the box office.
Sonic, I like that. That was good. I watched,
Decent. I heard Jim Carrey's coming back for the next one.
I love Sonic too.
He's a beast.
I was a kid who had the
Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
But I wanted the Super Nintendo because of Mario.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
love Sonic.
Yeah.
I feel like you were kind of Sonic and Kurt was Knuckles though.
No, Kurt's Tails.
Yeah,
Kurt's
Curtis
Tail,
Tails.
okay,
Yeah, no
sure.
shot.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
more like Knuckles.
Yeah. Love is Blind.
Great one.
Never seen that.
Yeah.
The first season was
Everyone
good.
watches it.
Tiger King.
Watch the Tiger King.
Good at the time.
Shit was wild.
Free Joe Exotic.
It was such a culture phenomenon for our country.
Right place,
To
right
this
time,
day.
baby. Oh
I
my
kind
God.
of, I like miss peak pen. Like, obviously, people died, so sorry.
And businesses
But, like,
were lost.
yeah, bad things happen. But I love the like shared humanity where everyone was just like in their house, like watching bad television and making bread. There was like a connect. Like even though we're all separate, it felt like we're all like together for that like very small peak COVID time.
It eliminated FOMO from the world. You didn't miss out on anything. There's no FOMO.
And you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna write that thing. I'm gonna do this thing." And there was like hope and opportunity in that moment.
Yeah.
Instead, all you did was wash tomatoes with soap and water and
Yeah,
Fucking-
just spraying your
yeah,
groceries
Lysol your
with
tomatoes.
fucking lysine.
got to be safe out there.
Oh my God! You remember you couldn't even get groceries in the house. Oh my God! We need to get the spray.
It's scary, bro. Scary stuff. God, what a time. Not
I
a good
loved
time.
it. I
but
was
what a
in
time. Why'd you love
I
it?
was in New York and it
Oh,
was
true.
like dead.
True.
No, we were in. You had that place in.
I was in
LA.
LA too, but then when we went back and reported, and it kept on going. I had a couple different cities.
Bouncing around, baby.
What about in the sports world, Jackie? In 2019, 2020,
This was a big year once again, as we mentioned.
JoJo.
Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson wins MVP, kind of like this year. Sounds
Wow.
familiar. Time is a flat circle, baby. And in football, big year for them Tigers. Joe Burrow fucking tears it up, wins the Heisman, gives a great speech, and LSU wins the national championship. Go Joe.
dude. Who are the receivers on that?
Jamar Chase.
Was Jefferson on that team?
Justin Jefferson. He was a year younger, wasn't he? And then Thaddeus Moss was on that team.
That team was stacked. Joe Burrow was. And then we shot that. We did a Nerf commercial.
Yeah.
With Joe at the Super Bowl.
Young
here.
Joe.
Young,
Joe
like
Cool,
this was his
smoking
first
a
commercial I ever
cigar.
did. Like he threw a Nerf football, like over like houses, like down the block. I was like, oh my god! This
remember
guy
watching
fucking
it.
Got it.
What
This
a
kid's
year.
got it.
What a year.
Yeah.
Smoking
He had his
Joe,
cute
baby.
little curl hair.
Yeah.
He
And, like,
little
him and
thing.
Mc-
He had the-
if he was a
what's
'90s kid, he would have.
Yeah.
How he's got like '90s hair. He has the two.
He's got the Brendan
With the
Fraser. We
turtlenecks.
talked about it. The
Brendan
mummy cut.
Fraser with Heidi.
With Heidi. The mummy cut. Bringing it back, baby. Call back.
And him and McCaffrey were playing tummy sticks all day. It was fun. They're
Were
little
they?
buddies. Yeah, they're like.
No, they weren't.
I was there,
I wasn't there. I don't
Busy
know.
Eating grenades with freaking Jamal Adams.
dude. He was so cool.
He looked good in that smoke when we did the slow mo.
That was such a fun
Action
shoot.
star, baby.
Jackson Mahomes tried to get in that. You remember that?
He's a good kid. Just a
He
good kid.
tried to sneak into that.
No, he wasn't.
I swear to hand the guy.
You're
anyway.
just trying to get a play off of that.
Of course.
No, he wasn't there.
We'll have to we'll break out the behind the scenes pictures.
The NC2A tournament was canceled.
We had no sports this spring. It sucked.
That's
Playing in front of
That's
empty
crazy.
stadiums.
when they canceled March Madness was like, oh shit, this pandemic is real. Like before it was just like, oh, it's just like a flu or whatever. But like when they started canceling March Madness, it was like,
The Big East tournament, they walked off at halftime. It was nuts. That's when you really wake up. And then the Lakers, of course, won their 18th championship in the bubble, which, is it harder to win in the bubble? Is it easier in the bubble? Should we count it? Should we not count it? I don't know. I mean, we'll still count it, of course.
You gotta
but
count it.
You got to count it. But who was that this week or a couple weeks ago was like, oh, it's harder to win in the bubble. That was the hardest championship to win. I don't agree with that.
you still have to beat all the teams.
Yeah, you still got to win, but I don't know. No home court advantage. None
If
of that.
anything, it could be the best thing because there was no distractions really.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
So you're getting the best out of teams. Like it ain't like a team's going out
Yeah, but
playing in New York City.
you just been watching Tiger King.
That's
That's a
true.
distraction.
Or hanging
No,
out
that's
in-
what you hope your guys are doing.
Yeah, really. Oh my Lord! Should we get into the legacy here real quick?
Let's
Legacy
get the
this
legacy.
game.
All right. We got some big questions to come out of this one, overarching some unanswerables. that we'll do our best to answer here. Is it a legitimate dynasty in Kansas City?
Well, that was written before they won, so I think the answer is yes.
It is now.
Where does this fit among the other dynasties, and where can this go?
Well, they're still going. We don't know yet.
I know.
Only time will tell. I mean, they look good. They look like they got a formula.
Who's going to stop them?
Age and time, I think.
You know what?
Age, yeah.
Father
I
time.
learned my lesson.
Don't bet against Pat.
But you did, though, didn't you?
Yeah, you learned it the hard way.
You learned it
I even
again.
said in the video, the Chiefs are going to win. They're a dynasty.
Yeah.
They might even go 3P because I don't know who could beat them. They're going to get better next year. They're going to pick up some receiver.
Yeah, Chris Jones sounds like he's going to be back.
We don't know about that. They
So
got to
you
get rid of
said-
Snead. They got to get one of their corners gone.
Snead might be.
They say Pat Riley's out there licking his chops because he owns the trademark for three-peat.
Hey,
He ain't going to cash in.
dude, you never know.
Somebody's
dude.
gonna I don't
I was
know.
calling it this year. Everyone was talking about it. I was like, well, you got Patrick Mahomes and a defense.
Spags, yeah, they got a D for once. Like,
Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time situations, and every single one of their big-time players made a big-time play when the team needed it. And that's why they're scary.
very scary. I mean, when do you see Andy Reid go up on an Andy
Chris
Reid
Jones.
Yes.
Down Brock 30's throat when the team needed it.
Unblocked right at him. I mean, when do you hear
Kelce, nut cutting time, 7, big play after big play. Everyone wants to say, "Oh, I mean, I've lived it." When you got a group like that believes, Spags looks like he's sticking around for a while. Andy,
Think they might bring Eric Bieniemy back? Some sort of consultant, some sort of assistant head coach?
I
He's
mean, I
out
wouldn't
there.
doubt it.
that doesn't matter. That does not matter. It's Beach, who he finds these guys. Everyone who he gets is balling, except a couple of these receivers. But Rice is still a little young. We're still waiting on him. Sky Brown, jury's still out on that.
Put on for the
Yeah.
Mac, baby. Do it for the Mac.
I'm a Mac daddy, but we've had a lot of opportunity here, man. We got,
It's been a couple years, I know. And we don't hear
know?
much from him.
and I thought he was gonna be a better. I thought he punt return.
I was going to say, I
skills
thought he'd be an
was
all-purpose kind of
lit.
guy. That was his jam at Western Michigan. I don't know.
I'm just saying they've hit on a lot of players. You got Andy Reid, Spagnola,
You got Big Red, you got Spags.
and you got Patrick Mahomes.
You're good, yeah. And
Yeah, I
you
could
got Kelsey
even-
for a few more years.
I mean, even Chris Jones goes, you got Patrick Mahomes.
they're hitting on dudes in the draft. McDuffie, all those dudes. Karloff.
But you need those guys because, the way I get a little scared with Travis because it's going to take a while for someone to be able to be in that same role
Right.
and
It's
get,
not easily
get on the
replaceable.
same trust level and page. I had lived that, and when Wes left, when you know what I mean, you gotta. So that's going to be that's the next chapter. They're still going to have this team. Will they be able to hold up? Will they be able to stay healthy through the year? Will they be able to contain the complacency? I'm not worried about the big time players. You get worried about 18 and below guy on the roster.
I mean, they're hitting on draft picks. And, I mean, when you got an Andy Reid coach team and you got all those guys and you got the defense flying around and holding teams to,
Spags.
18 points or whatever it was, 15 a game, it's insane. Andy's up there on stage. How about that D, baby?
Yeah,
He said it best.
Well, where does Andy Reid rank all time right now?
he's on a Mount Rushmore.
Top 4?
Yeah,
There's still hope for a guy like a Kyle Shanahan because
Kyle Shanahan's still young, bro.
right, but I mean, for the first 20 years of Andy's career, the MO was he can't win the big game. He fucking chokes. He's mismanages games. Now he's got 3 championships in 5 years, 6 years, whatever it's been. Now he went from Mount Chokemore to Mount Rushmore.
Kyle Shanahan, he's still young in this thing, and it's damn impressive to bring 2 quarterbacks to a Super Bowl. Two different quarterbacks.
Totally.
And Mr. Irrelevant. Literally last in the draft.
Brock's, he's more than that now. I would
Sure.
say that.
Sure.
He did miss 2 throws that, if you want to win, if you want to decrown the king, if you want to take the king out, you can't have an offsides penalty on 2nd and 10, make you 2nd and 15, and then you're playing against Spagnola with a 3rd and long. If you want to decrown the king, you cannot have a low kick, block kick, whatever kick, PAT. And I know the kid's a rookie, and it's a hard situation, and he had a great kick before that. But everyone keeps on talking about this luck stuff. If you're trying to derail a king, if you're trying to take gorilla off the building, you can't have that.
No, you're right.
You can't have that because when it comes nut cutting time, what was Patrick Mahomes? 8 for 8 touchdowns.
Cool as a cucumber.
Eating ketchup right now as we speak at Disneyland. Him and the family
Hanging out.
They're in what is that? What's that one room? Row or Club 33, eating a fancy steak. I've been there in that little courtyard with some ketchup. I bet.
You know, he's got that joint well done too with ketchup.
Jack, did we miss anything?
We talked about. Oh, I was impressed. I will say this is some inside football knowledge that even went over my head. I don't know about you guys. When she was talking about Wasp, the play call Wasp,
yeah,
I was like, whoa, where did this like?
Yeah,
that one I had to do some quick digging on, but that's like kind of it was Kansas City lore. That quote of "Can we call Wasp? Bro, I don't care. We're calling
She's
it."
probably seen every mic'd up, like the Kansas City people. They love it.
Yeah, I mean,
And nice people, nice Midwest people.
there's also Ant-Man versus the Wasp, starring Paul Rudd, a fellow Kansas City fan. Bringing it back to our superhero universe.
If it's Kansas City, the Wasp wins, baby.
That's right, baby, all day. But no, otherwise, yeah, great show, great guest. Heidi was awesome.
That was fun.
Scores 9. She did a 10 for stakes, 9 for star power, 8 for gameplay, 9 for name. Will a little elevated. We're gonna probably rescore all these games, do some sort of rescoring extravaganza. So
Poopy pants.
You kept her on her. You said you crapping in the cornflakes.
Would I say that?
Yeah,
oh
you
no!
said, "Way to crap in your cornflakes."
Every game is the most important game ever.
Bro, I gotta. I mean, Super Bowl, you can't beat it.
Ball is life, dog.
Remember, I kept saying we. I kept acting like I was a Chiefs fan.
I like that you do that.
I was like we.
Jack
I don't know why I
adopts
do
the
that.
fan
Yeah,
base of our guests.
I think it was because I'd already placed my bet on the Chiefs, so I was already joining Chiefs Kingdom that weekend. Lord
All right.
have mercy.
Let's hit the old hotline for some Rex and a grab bag. Again, that number is 424-291-2290. Hit us up.
Jules, you're getting a lot of love in the comments from your dyslexic brothers and sisters because they every comment the numbers get switched up. There's a lot of people in there like, hey, I understand. Like, here's some tips. So like, maybe we'll share them.
Thanks, Kyler.
Yo, Jules, this is Angelo representing Pats Nation in Pittsburgh. I got a question for you, bub. How have you guys routinely clobber Pittsburgh over the course of your career? Thanks so much, my man. Keep up the great work.
How do we routinely clobber Pittsburgh? I wouldn't say we routinely clobber them. I remember they beat us in 18 in December. But with Pittsburgh, they're a team that does what they do. You hear a coach, he'll come up with the keys to games. All right, guys, this is a team that does what they do or do what they do. They do what they do. So we always came up with great schemes and we got great matchups where like we could put me in a 3-by-1 formation all the way in the 3 spot, and we could dictate the coverage with a certain formation. We knew they could line me up on a linebacker, so I'd always eat against these. Or then the one time they would be in a post high look, that's when you saw Gronk going down and taking a seam. Like, you know, we just had the best quarterback of all time that knew how to see all that. And the one time that the defense would give you this one shot, we would hit it, and Gronk would be doing some crazy touchdown dance in Heinz Field, like
Laughing in that guy's face.
yeah. I mean, there have been some great battles, but they've got us. They got us.
We're 8-1 since 2013.
8-1.
We are, yes.
Yeah, it was that one.
2018 was the only one.
The Chris Hogan game, we had like 170-2. The
Playoffs.
AFC Championship game.
AFC
Yeah.
Championship.
Did you guys like feel that coming? Like in like watching tape, preparing for that game? You say like, oh, there's an opportunity here, or it just popped off?
Who did we play before that? Was that the Houston year?
I think it
Houston,
was
and then
Houston, yeah.
yeah, we didn't play very good against Houston, so we felt like we wanted to go in and execute at a high level, and we still left a lot of meat on the bone, even though we tore them up. Our defense played real well. We got some takeaways. Who was their quarterback that year?
Still Roethlisberger?
Or Roethlisberger? Was it Roethlisberger?
It was Roethlisberger.
It was old Roethlisberger.
Yeah, tail end Roethlisberger.
He was always we'd have like a 45 play
Yeah,
cut
it was
up.
Big Ben.
Bill would show the whole team like a 30 play cut up of big. Anytime we were playing the Steelers, about how Big Ben was so hard to bring down. It would be like NFL films. He'd like play the play through, and it'd be Ben shrugging off like a fucking huge defensive lineman, and he would like pause and he goes, "Just when you think you got him, you don't." Like, it was so good. I was sitting there laughing.
Pause for effect.
Guy was pretty good.
Fellow Mac Daddy.
Mac,
right.
oh yeah, Miami, of Ohio. Love Big Ben. Next question.
What's
good
going
question.
on, Julian Edelman? All right. First off, awesome podcast. Second off, can we talk about the Ben Watson play? Ben Watson. That play where Champ Bailey picked off Tom Brady and thought he was going to, Champ Bailey run, Tom ran by everybody, ran by the whole defense. And Ben Watson didn't give up on the play. Ran 90-something. Dude, I watch sometimes, like, when I need motivation, I just pull that video up on YouTube and watch that man run Champ Bailey down and hit him at the 2 or the 1 yard line and knocked him out, out of bounds. Great play. I mean, awesome play. Yeah, can we talk about that? And third off, can you please get Bill Burr? Please get Bill Burr on the podcast. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, man.
Yeah, first off, Bill Burr. I think we're gonna get him on.
It'll happen.
We're trying. We'll see. He's Boston.
The hardest part with Bill is what game do you do?
He'll probably want to do some like crazy like old Foxborough game.
I'd love like a 70s or 80s
that's right up
Red
his
Sox
alley.
game. Like
Right up his alley.
Like the Bill Buckner game would be great for Bill.
Oh, man, he could talk. We wouldn't even have to talk. We just turn the mics on and Bill would go off the whole time. I like to imagine, I really like this guy watching this game for motivation. Like, I like to imagine it's like a Tuesday morning and his kid's downstairs waiting for him to take him to school. Like, Mom, we're going to be late again. And his wife's like, honey, your dad has to watch the 2005 AFC divisional clip of Champ Bailey to start his days. Just bear with us.
Champ Bailey's only on the 35-yard line.
Honey, just be patient. This guy's like watching this thing, like is getting him going, like ready to run through a wall.
Hey,
to go to his desk job. I love
whatever you need to get through the day, baby. Start the day right. We used to have 15 minutes. We had to stretch. Start the day right. My guy needs to watch Ben Watson chasing down Champ Bailey 90 plus.
Whatever gets you going.
Yeah. And then
that is electric.
Recently, DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I was gonna say DK took a page out of his playbook. Yep.
Ben Watson, man. He played like 17 years.
Yeah, then he had
First
the Ravens,
rounder.
then he had the Saints.
My first game as a Patriot, I didn't even play. I had a sprained ankle. And I was at home watching, and we were down by 2 scores with like a minute to go against the Bills. And Ben Watson got those middle reads, 2 touchdowns. Mayweather made a fumble on the kickoff. We got it back, and we ended up winning the game. It was like my first time, like, oh, shit, maybe we do just win here. Like, it was like such an improbable way of winning, or like impossible, and we won. I was watching on TV in my room, icing my ankle, like, man, I'm part of this team.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Hell yes. 04 to 19, what a career.
Yeah.
He was in those, like, the early, like, royal blue patch jerseys, too. From that era.
Legend.
Great dude, too. Great dude.
Hey, this is Shane. I love watching the show, man. I've seen every single episode so far. I would really love to have you host Marshawn Lynch on the show and do the Beast Quake game. I think that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Marshawn Lynch, who wouldn't? Fellow Baycat. I love Marshawn Lynch. I have so many stories I want to pick off his brain through all my high school friends that went to college with him. Like Marshawn Lynch, we need you on, bro. Another Bay joker out here trying to go stupid doo-doo dumb. This is what it is. Come on, games with names. Get to know me, bro.
So we share an agent, and he was trying to get him on for when we were in Vegas. He pitched it to him. This is Marshawn Lynch. What he got back was when and where.
That means he's
Brentwood,
in.
pull up.
I know.
That's a yes.
I know. That means yeah. Hey, Bay Cats, no Bay Cats.
I love that. Oh, and a quick note on this game. A weird one. The 7-9 Seahawks hosted the 11-5 Saints for a playoff game. Wild.
All right, let's hear this one.
Hey, Jules. Diehard Patriots fan, diehard Edelnut fan. Just a New Englander. So me and my best friend and his now wife, we went to Mexico City to watch the Patriots crush the Raiders a few years back. And just wondering, what was your experience like going to Mexico City? Did you bring back any stories from that? I mean, I did not get killed by Oakland Raider fans. Those are probably some of the best, well-behaved Oakland Raider people ever. But just seeing what your experience was. Anyways, love the podcast. You're freaking awesome. And enjoy retirement.
Appreciate the call. Yeah, I didn't play in that game in Mexico City, but we actually went out and did a documentary at the NFL Films or the NFL to promote the game. Me and Amendola went out to Mexico City 6 months before the game to promote it. And we did a signing. And I swear there was like 40,000 people that showed up to this thing. It was wild. The Latino fans, they were awesome. They were nice. They were genuine. And for an American that's a football player, like you're a domestic, we know this is a domestic sport. And we always do get a little curious when you watch the professional soccer and you see how basketball, how, there's people that play and are superstars from different parts of the world in the NBA and in baseball. It's very rare to have it with football. It gave us kind of that like, oh man, people really do watch us in different countries. Love the Mexican fans, love the Latin fans in general, because we have a lot in Boston. We got a lot of Dominicans, a lot of Puerto Ricans. It's anytime brings more eyeballs to the game that I love. It's awesome, man. I had nothing but great things. Food is awesome. I grew up in California, so like my favorite food is Mexican food. And like to go to Mexico City and try the delicacies. We ate the
cockroaches, yeah, tacos, some maggots or something.
Did it all. You knew how to have a good time at dinner. The food was amazing. It was a beautiful city. Mexico City
is amazing.
I mean, we stayed in some area that
the Intercontinental,
yeah. And it was beautiful. And then everywhere you go, every once in a while, you'd see we'd drive around to different sites. We went to Teotihuacan, which was amazing.
The best was the motorcade we got. It was like full on the opening scene of Sicario.
Full.
Yeah, like motorcycle guys like jumping in front of traffic. It was like we were the president. It was amazing.
Dude, you'd have one Mexican dude on like a dirt bike, cop, and then the other guy was on the back, like just watching, dictating traffic, like looking at the guy. Like I never seen two guys on one bike, and we had like a bunch of them, and they were like, it was fucking so tight. And then we played soccer with little kids
out front from the stadium.
Yeah,
I got bit by a lion.
Yeah. That was terrifying. We went to White Tiger, Black Dragon, or Black Dragon, White Tiger.
White Tiger, Black Jaguar. That
Whatever.
Shit was wild, bro.
Yeah, but probably gonna stay out of that.
Yeah. That was a fun trip.
Love Mexico City. Well, what an episode. Thanks again to Heidi and the Wynn Las Vegas for letting us do the podcast there. Another great episode of Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Comment a game you want us to do.
And remember, rate and review.
Rate and review.
We got to harmonize.
Remember to follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. Leave a message on the hotline at 424-291-2290. Hit us on that hotline. We'll see you guys next week. Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.